This is Volusia Today, a public information radio program brought to you by the County of Volusia. Here is your host, Kevin Captain.
Good morning and welcome to Volusia Today. I'm Kevin Captain with the county's Community Information Division. Thank you for listening for Volusia Today. It's made possible by our sponsors, the Daytona Beach International Airport, the Ocean Center, Votran Public Transportation, and Volusia Recycles. Today, join with me is Dave Hunt. Dave, good morning. What's happening?
Good morning, Kevin. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Well, we just got past Valentine's Day, and I was hoping I'd get a dog, but my wife, there was no love there, I guess.
That's a bummer because I know how much you love dogs, and you had one for a long time. That was like your soulmate.
Yep, she was, and I'm still, but hey, it's cool. We have Adam Leath in the studio today and Becky Haze. They're both from Volusia County Animal Services. Adam's the director and Becky is the clinic supervisor. Good morning, Adam. Good morning, Becky.
Hey, Kevin. Hey, Dave. How are you?
Good.
Good morning.
Doing great. So, Adam, how was your Valentine's? Did you get any pets?
We had lots of pets come through our door while the rest of the world is concentrating on the love story that's being written. We're actually trying to stop that when it comes to our pets. For our pet overpopulation, that's exactly what got us into this mess. So we were focused on doing what we do best, and that's provide services to people and their pets. So there was a lot of sterilization happening at our clinic, a lot of pets in the community getting resources, and we're saving a lot of lives. That's what we try to do every day.
That's good. You emphasize the word services because I know that the service used to be called animal control, but the name is animal services.
Right. So our industry is becoming more humane. I'd like to think that our pets have gone from the backyard to the barnyard now to the bedroom. So we like to think that they don't really need ones to be controlled. So we're not controlling any animals out there. In fact, we're actually a resource. So we want to be referred to as a resource for the public. So we provide services. So animal services is the more consistent term with what it is we provide to the public and their pets.
It's good.
It is really good. Can you tell us a little bit about some of those services you offer? I feel like people might be surprised about what you actually do offer. I'm going to sell my mom out here a little bit. She had a problem. She has a colony of cats, and they've just kept producing and producing. And I work for Volusia County, so I know. But the first thing I told her was, you need to call Volusia County Animal Services and see what they can do for you. And she did, and she's in the process of getting that handled, trapping the cats, getting them spayed and neutered to kind of get her problem under control because it was getting out of control. My mom, I hope you're not listening, was turning into a crazy cat lady. So we're
she
getting
probably
that handled.
is, Dave.
Yeah, so that's probably just one of the. Can you go into some of those services that Animal Services offers?
Absolutely. Bring us your cats. On Tuesday, I want to actually have Becky Haze, our clinic supervisor, weigh in because her team truly does have a monumental task each and every Tuesday. And I'll have her tell you just the numbers, Shirley, alone in the last quarter and over the last year, how many cats come into our clinic just on Tuesdays for our community cat sterilization. So our Trap, Neuter, and Return program, which is a free service for the unincorporated citizens. For our city residents, we have MOUs with, 15 of the 16 we currently have, can also get those services. It just comes at a fee. So with that, I'll have Becky talk to you a little bit about just how big of a problem we're talking about and what we're doing to address that here in Volusia County.
Good morning.
Good morning, Becky.
So yes, Cats Tuesdays. It's an overwhelming need for the citizens out there to get these cats spay and neutered. As quick as they're coming in, they're reproducing, which kitten season is coming up right now. So we're trying to get a handle of that before, again, it gets out of control. So Tuesdays, we have what we call our TNR Tuesdays. So the citizens are able to trap their cats, bring them in the traps, and then we provide services such as spay and neuter. We vaccinate the cats, they get their ears tipped so that we can identify that they have already been fixed because, of course, these cats are unhandleable. So if we have our people that are out there trapping, trying to help the county and the citizens to make sure that problem is solved and solved quickly, that if they do trap a cat that has already been fixed, we are able to handle it and re-release that cat so we're not having to deal with that and have more stress on that pet.
And it's pretty amazing. I was going to say, if you've never seen 60 cats in a 3,600 square foot building, along with 17 staff working diligently trying to provide care for them, that's how many we're talking, 60 on average. We've been seeing in the last few weeks, and over the last quarter, 400 for a total of 1,600 community cats are being sterilized at our clinic every year. That's close to the 5,000 total surgeries that we're doing for the public. And that's just our clinical services. We also provide a myriad of services within the community with our animal services officers and the programs and services they provide, which come directly to your doorstep.
Did you say 5,000?
That is correct, 5,000. And quarter over quarter, we're seeing that need continue to increase. With our local cities taking advantage of our mutual aid agreements, access to care is a big problem. People truly do suffer and not have the ability to provide care for their pets. Things like preventative care, like vaccines, or even something simple like a skin condition, or things like microchips to make sure your pets remain with you if you get separated, like some serious disaster or a storm, or even just day to day. So it becomes very important that we provide these services. And this is not a replacement. I want to make sure we're very clear here. Private veterinarians do a life-saving work in our community, and we support them and partner with them. We focus on those that are of financial need, those that are of low and no income. We provide services such as vaccines and microchips on our Wellness Wednesdays, as well as surgery during the rest of the week. And those can be made directly on our website at volusia.org/animal services. You can make your appointment right there.
And Dave, you said your mom has the feral cat issue, but does your mom live in one of the cities? How does that work with Volusia County Animal Services?
It's a really great question. So of the 15 of the 16 municipalities, they can still access those services. They just pay for the service. So for instance, if you're bringing in a TNR from one of their local cities, that's $45. If it's an unincorporated resident, that's the MSD taxes that are directly collected from the citizens of the unincorporated area. They don't pay for those services because their tax dollars are used directly for those. Good news though, believe it or not, you're not even having to pay those fees due to a very generous grant provided by Franklin's Friends out of Central Florida. We have $10,000 that we can pay for those city TNRs, and while supplies last and until the grant funds are completely diminished. We're about halfway through them now.
Wow.
That's amazing. So I would say, would it be fair to say that animal services is a one-stop shop? Like, let's say anybody in the county has a issue with an animal, feral cats, whatever it is, would contacting you be a good starting point? Because my mom was lost. Like, she had no clue what to do. She loves the cats. Would that be a good first stop or first call for anybody in the county?
Well, I don't know, Becky, what would you say? I mean, I think we probably would be referred to as a safety net more than anything, because there's a lot of programs and resources that exist in the private sector. We talked about, our great partnerships with our private veterinarians in the community, but there are still those pets that owners are struggling, where they're making decisions between how do I afford my child's food for school versus my pet's food. So those kinds of difficult decisions are happening in homes all across the county, and we want to make it that much more difficult, or make it that much easier and remove some of those barriers for owners and get resources for their pets. So if people are making decisions between, hey, I got to surrender my pet because I can't afford it, well then what can we do to help you keep that pet? Is it that you need food? Do you need some behavior classes? Do you need preventative care like veterinary medicine? Maybe you need treatment for your pet's skin disease. We can help keep the pet in the home. So I think it's probably better that we be referred to as a safety net to really help those pets that are really not getting the resources elsewhere within the system.
Yeah, it's amazing what you do. You drive by there any day of the week, and there is a line out front. The people who know. There's a lot of pet owners in the county. Do we have like a number of how many pets there are in the county?
Well, that's a good one. It's a hard question to answer. So there's some estimates put out by the AVMA, that's the American Veterinary Medical Association. There are some general estimates around 2.2 cats per household, how many dogs per household. So it's very approximate estimates, but we're looking several 100,000 pets at a very conservative estimate in the county, and that's a lot of pets. And we're adding more and more residences within our county, which means that we have more and more pets, which means that there's even more need, putting an even bigger strain on the existing resources, meaning that our pets that need that safety net, that continued need only is expanding year over year.
And Adam, speaking of that number and the assessment of how many pets there are, we would have more accuracy if every pet was licensed, right? And can you talk a little bit about the importance of licensing?
Yes. So in our clinical operations, I'll have Becky talk about that because that's truly where the magic happens within the building. So every pet needs to be, according to our county ordinance, licensed, so vaccinated for rabies and then licensed through the county. It helps us reunite pets, but it also helps us track the rabies vaccine and the vaccination status. But Becky can talk a little more about how that happens within the clinic. So the licensing as well as the vaccination.
Yeah, thank you. So whenever an appointment is made for the animals and the citizens bring in the animals for our services, they will get vaccinated if they're not already vaccinated. You know, some people do already. They're very compliant with their pets, and not everybody knows about the license. So that is something that we can provide whether you're getting our services or not. If you're not getting our services, your pet is already spayed and neutered, you are able, from not only our office, but other places too, able to buy a county license. And like Adam said, it is a place that it's a resource that you can, another way to get your pet home aside from the microchip. And going back to, you said about the line around the building earlier, we're providing anywhere from 35 to 40 surgeries per day.
Wow.
Per day. So that's a lot of pets that need those resources. So we're able to provide that. The last quarter, we had 700 cats. And that's pets. That is not TNRs. That is pets that we provided services to. We have over 400 dogs. Wow. And then aside from that, so we have the 40 surgeries a day. Other than a Tuesday, we have our Wellness Wednesday. And over the last quarter, too, we had 129 exams. Just wellness exams, like Adam said, anywhere from skin conditions, pets that are already neutered that they just need updating on their vaccines. They need a health check. They need a microchip. You know, we're in a hurricane state right now, so get your pet microchipped. It is one less thing for you to worry about while you're trying to get out of the crazy weather.
We're talking with Becky Haze and Adam Leath with Volusia County Animal Services. We'll take a quick break and come back to continue talking about safety for the animals and licensing. Stay with us.
Do you enjoy helping animals in need? Then why not join our caring and professional team right here at Volusia County Animal Services? We have immediate openings for several high-energy candidates interested in becoming a part of our animal care clinic family. As a vet assistant, you'll be doing everything from prepping patients for surgery as well as assisting in surgery, even recovering those patients. Also prepping log records and helping with our field services and our casework. Vet assistants also help out during our special events, which are extremely popular to the public. Things like pet microchipping and vaccine events, as well as food drives. All of those things are incredibly rewarding, and you'll have the satisfaction of knowing that you're helping pets right here in your community. To get more information, please visit volusia.org or call 386-248-1790. You'll be glad you did.
We're back. I'm David Hunt along with Kevin Captain, and you're listening to Volusia Today, a public information program brought to you by the County of Volusia.
Thanks, Dave. So we're talking with Adam Leath and Becky Haze with Volusia County Animal Services. We talked a little bit about licensing and the importance thereof. You working with animals every day, you know what's important. What would you say, if we were about to end the show now, what would you say is your most important message to the residents of Volusia County? Becky?
I would say our most important message is we identify that there is a need for care, and we can help you with that. You know, there's a need for care that would be provided if people could, and not everybody can, and that's where we're here to help. You know, we can provide that. Aside from us, there's 69 veterinarians in Volusia County that can help, 69 offices, aside from us, that are willing to help your pets. And if you want us to help you, you know, if that's something you need the help from Volusia County Animal Services, then you can go online and make an appointment online for wellness or for spay neutering.
We'd just like to be your county's award-winning pet resource center. We did win the Agency of the Year in 2022. We are still focused on new and innovative programs at keeping pets in homes. This is just one additional way to do that. We want to make sure that we are the last line of defense for pets that need resources and can't get them. We don't want pets to end up in shelters. We don't want owners to be making difficult decisions and choosing between their pet, who is a member of the family. We want to make sure that they have the resources they need. And they can get that through us if they're not able to provide that or get those resources elsewhere.
It's such an amazing resource. I've seen it firsthand. What you all do is absolutely amazing. And what I see across the county is people who love what they do and are really trying to help the community. And you all are a shining example of this. I got to ask, where does the love for the pets come from? Where did that all start?
Well, I mean, for me personally, I think it's something that you're just innately wanting to make a difference in the community. I think for me, it's selfish because not many people get to see the difference they make in the community every day. I get to see that, and I get to see that in happy faces and wet nose and wagging tails every day I come to work. So with those that have surrounded themselves with us at Animal Services, it truly is a lifestyle. It's not a career choice, and we really want to provide those resources. In the way that we do that, we can't make a difference in the community unless we make a connection with the people. And if we make a connection with the people, then we've already helped their pets.
Well said. How about you, Becky? How did you end up becoming the clinic supervisor, and how do you like it?
I absolutely love it. It's definitely been a challenge, but one that I was ready for. I started out as a vet tech. I then went to Animal Services for a different agency other than Volusia County, and then I transferred because I wanted greater things, bigger cases to help a wider spread of area. And then I actually became the clinic supervisor because of my experience. But, like Adam said, helping the pets is really what I like to do. For the people, the sheer appreciation of people that wouldn't normally be able to get the care for their pets, and myself and my team being able to provide that is just incredible.
And speaking of clinic services, you retired what I'll call the old pet vet cruiser, and you have a brand new mobile clinic that's out there. Tell us about it.
It's life-saving on wheels is what it is. It's looking at the animal welfare problems that we experience in Volusia County and addressing them upstream. So rather than waiting for the shelter to be full for us to say, what happened? How did that happen? What could we do about it? We should be thinking about those challenges more upstream. So maybe if we did sterilization, maybe those pets weren't born to begin with. Maybe we could identify those pets so that if they get separated, they could go right back to the owner. So we really try to provide as much resource as we can on the preventative side, and we're really successful at doing that. We're bringing pets less and less to our shelters every year. We've saw a 50% reduction in the cost of our sheltering services over the last 2 years. And we're talking significant. We were talking just in the last 3 years, over $100,000 now has gone down to close to $30,000. So we've drastically reduced the cost of services to our taxpayers. We want to be good stewards of taxpayer dollars, but honestly, every pet deserves to be in a home, and we want to make sure that they are there. That their home could be in the community. For a cat that doesn't have an owner who is doing pretty well at going door to door and getting meals, whether they believe that you believe that you're the owner or they believe you're the owner, it doesn't matter. They have a home, whether that's out in the community, whether that's inside of someone's bedroom. We want to make sure that we get all of the pets within Volusia County access to care because they all need it. They all deserve it, and owners want to provide it.
We're expanding that service. Not only do we have the clinic at the office, we're providing that out in the communities for people that don't have access to transportation. So if you can't come to us, we're coming to you.
So this mobile hospital truly will be providing the same quality of service, the same high quality, high volume spay-neuter that the citizens have come to know and expect. We're providing that in the community itself. We want to reduce barriers. So if transportation is a barrier for you, you can't get your pet to us, we're coming to you. And really what we're partnering with our GIS folks in the county is we're looking at data, something that our animal welfare in general hasn't done a great job of, and that's use data to tell where our resources should be focused. We should be identifying where are most stray pets coming from in the county? Where are those that are strapped the most for finances? And where are those that have to travel the furthest to get to anybody who could care for their pet? And that's where we should be parking that bus because those people need our help the most.
And it's easy to deal with the problem that's coming at you, but I love how you just mentioned how you're always forward thinking. I found out yesterday about the Pet Home Alone program with the keychains. Can you tell us a little bit about that, and then I got a follow-up to that?
Sure. It was a great idea that actually was born from one of our officers who works very closely with a lot of our members in the community. That we do have an aging population here in Volusia. And so for those that may not have family here close by or loved ones that are close, if you have a medical emergency or you happen to be forced separated from your pet to no fault of your own, how's anyone going to know that they're home? And we've actually had some instances where individuals, especially through the pandemic, who had to be hospitalized for long periods of time and no one knew that they had pets at home. And so we don't want those situations to fall through the cracks. So it's quite simply just a simple keychain that just says, hey, if my owner isn't with me, I am at home. There's a pet at home and its owner needs me. So my pet is home alone, please call. And so if you see that keychain, if you're someone that works in the healthcare industry, we started getting calls from them, doctors and others who are seeing patients who need care. They didn't even know to think that maybe their pets do at home too, and that there's an agency who's devoted to helping them do that.
Yeah, you're filling the gaps, because even back when the hurricanes hit, you were handing out buckets, pet buckets for people, emergency pet buckets, which was amazing. And I don't even think I know everything that you all do on a regular basis, because it's so vast and the love just pours through everything you do. Can we talk a little bit about sheltering animals and why somebody should, if they're looking to get a pet, maybe look at adopting a pet? Is there any reasons to possibly go that route?
Rescued is the best breed, for sure. And your second chance pets make the first class loved one in your home. So adoption is the best option. We don't want individuals looking for other options because we have too many pets in the shelters as they are. So I know Becky and I have seen firsthand in the community what happens when there's too many pets and not enough homes. Every pet deserves a home. Unfortunately, there's not enough homes for them. And so if we start thinking about these problems much more upstream, we can start achieving the results that we want downstream, which is every pet in a home and not a shelter.
We're talking with Adam Leath and Becky Haze. We'll take our last break with Volusia Today and come back and close up the show with Volusia County Animal Services. Stay with us.
Do you enjoy helping animals in need? Then why not join our caring and professional team right here at Volusia County Animal Services? We have immediate openings for several high-energy candidates interested in becoming a part of our animal care clinic family. As a vet assistant, you'll be doing everything from prepping patients for surgery, as well as assisting in surgery, even recovering those patients. Also prepping log records and helping with our field services and our casework. Vet assistants also help out during our special events, which are extremely popular to the public. Things like pet microchipping and vaccine events, as well as food drives. All of those things are incredibly rewarding, and you'll have the satisfaction of knowing that you're helping pets right here in your community. To get more information, please visit volusia.org or call 386-248-1790. You'll be glad you did.
We're back. I'm David Hunt along with Kevin Captain, and you're listening to Volusia Today, a public information program brought to you by the County of Volusia.
Thanks, Dave. So we're talking with Adam Leath and Becky Haze with Volusia County Animal Services. Becky, microchipping. Let's talk about the importance of microchipping for a minute. I remember when I had Molly, my husky, when I first got her chipped, I used to say, oh, she's got a chip on her shoulder. But it was expensive at the time, and this was many years ago. But now it's so inexpensive. What does it cost now to get your pet microchipped?
With Volusia County Animal Services, it is actually free.
Oh, free.
It
Dave,
is
look
free.
at that.
Yeah, a free.
That's the right price.
It's a free ride home. So, if you get your pet microchipped, that is, we don't have to take it to a shelter if one of our or another animal control officer happens to pick up your pet. It's a way to get home.
Are all the chips the same? So we live in a very sort of touristy area. We've got snowbirds. So if somebody got their pet microchipped in, say, New York through a clinic and they come down here, does the reader work the same?
It's pretty much the same concept. Your microchip is actually a unique number that is registered to that particular animal, and then when we are able to look that up, it gives us the owner details so that we can call the owner or at least take that pet home if it's within our jurisdiction.
That's excellent.
Yeah. What I'm taking away from this conversation is if you check out Volusia County Animal Services, because they have the services, you'll learn something. Go to the website, check it out.
And you can do that, by making a Wellness Wednesday appointment. From the last quarter, we actually microchipped 660 pets just from October to December.
Wow, that's amazing. And how long have you been with Volusia County Animal Services?
Over 2 years.
Over 2 years. And I imagine you have a good sizable staff, but do you have openings? And I'm not asking for Dave, by the way.
We do. Right now, we actually have two veterinary assistant positions in the clinic available. So if anybody of the public wants to come in and save animals on the daily, then I would encourage them to apply on the website.
What are the prerequisites? What do you got to have if you want to work for Volusia County Animal Services?
A good sense of humor is one, but at least some experience in veterinary, the veterinary medical field, veterinary technician or assistant. Yes.
And February was Spay-Neuter Awareness Month.
It was. So again, every day we're saving lives, we're spaying, neutering, making sure that, all these pets are fixed. They're not sharing the love while saving lives daily.
And when you talk about saving lives, I remember once again, I go back to the hurricanes because I remember there was that instance where you all rescued 70 animals out of a shelter. What was it, Edgewater?
Edgewater.
It was a local shelter, and we are the ESF, Emergency Support Function 17 organization for the entire county. So if things are going south, we are the agency who handles all animals in agriculture. And we take a lot of pride in that. We did have to evacuate a shelter during the last storm. We hope that doesn't happen in all storms, but we are prepared. And we ask for the public's help to do that. The more that you prepare for you and your pet by microchipping, preparing for disaster, preparing for the worst, the better you are equipped when it happens to respond. We want to be there, but we are an agency with limited resources, and so it's first come, first serve. So we want to make sure that you're taking as much preparation time as you can now, and then we can help when those situations truly arise for those people who haven't had the resources or don't have a plan for their pet.
Yeah, and when people are in those type of situations, you can see how it might be easy to forget about the pet because you got everything else going on, but you really need to make them a focus up front and do that planning as well. Adam, you have your thumb on national animal services, correct? I think it was a while back you were can you tell us a little bit about the organization?
You got a lot of accolades.
Yes,
for sure.
My biggest worry is becoming a dinosaur in my career. I never want to become extinct. I want to always stay relevant. And so the best way that I do that is to try to be plugged in on board appointments. I sit on our State Animal Control Association. I sit also on the National Animal Care and Control Association. And then I sit as a courtesy assistant professor for the College of Veterinary Medicine here at the University of Florida.
You're a true asset to Volusia County. It's amazing
for sure
that we have you here in Volusia County. It really is. You can just drive around the county and see the impact that you all are making. So I personally really appreciate it. I got 2 dogs at home, and my mom now is getting help from what you all do. So it's amazing.
Pets are a priority in Volusia County from the top down.
Excellent. Adam, thank you so much for being on the show. Becky, thanks for first time on the show. Thank you so much for being here.
You did an awesome job. Thank you.
With that, we'll close Volusia Today. Thanks for listening. Take care, stay safe, and help your neighbors. Have a great today.
If you have a comment about Volusia Today, or if there is a topic you would like to hear featured, please contact Volusia County Community Information at 1-866-345-0345.